So I haven't been back to Austin in a while. What's been going on over there? Bless you.
I'm still sick, but I'm finally better. I'm pretty sure I got COVID again. I had a fever. I sort of lost my taste a little bit. Like I ate they have those shitty peanut butter cracker. It's like fucking cheap crackers with peanut butter in the middle. You get them at every 7-Eleven.
Well, you've always had bad taste. I don't think that has anything to do with COVID.
Well, when I took a bite of that, I was like, oh, I think this peanut butter's rotten. And then I looked at it, and it wasn't. It just had no taste. So I'm pretty sure I've had COVID and been going to work for the last 10 days.
Sweet.
Had a fever the other day.
And we did an episode
of
Crime Corner together recently. Well, last week.
Yep.
I didn't get sick, though.
You're good. Then you're good.
I think I'm immune to COVID. I have yet to catch COVID, and I've been around plenty of people that have had it.
You know, I did the classic recovery, well, the Joel recovery, which is
whiskey,
take a bunch of 5 shots and a bunch of NyQuil and sleep for like 14 hours a day.
I mean, that sounds like a pretty average day.
Yeah, I guess
maybe it's.
I didn't change anything while I was sick.
Iconoblast, we put the past on blast. Hit 'em with the truth, with things you never knew. Nobody is safe, no thing to place. Got Joel and Coop with history in your face.
Anyway, welcome to the Iconoblast podcast. This is the show that takes a look behind the public facades of famous icons to show you why you can never take anything at face value. My name is Cooper, and joining me again from Austin, Texas, is Joel Benner.
You don't have to say where I'm at. I'm not proud of being here.
No, I want people to know because I want you to be ashamed.
I am ashamed.
Well, at least Austin isn't the Belgian Congo, which is what we're going to be talking about today.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, that was, from the sound of it, Belgian Congo was a pretty rough place to live.
Yeah.
You know, on the account of all the minorities there.
I'd rather live there than here.
Oh, I think our drinking game is going to be coming back on this episode.
Okay, good. We need one.
Yeah, I think that...
We've had a lot of soft episodes, Coop. It's time to spice it up.
Well, it's going to happen naturally over the course of this episode. So without further ado, I'm going to jump into it. What's up?
Well, before we get going, what are Congoans?
Congolese?
Congolese?
Yeah, they're called Congolese. We should drink for that.
Drink. What color are they? You know, for people that don't know, like, what color is their skin?
They're every color of the rainbow if you're colorblind. They're primarily black.
That movie is crazy. Like, are there actually a bunch of monkeys there that kill people?
Not like there is in the movie. Although that would make it a whole lot more exciting if that was the case.
Don't they have laser guns in that by the end, and they're just laser cannoning fucking monkeys?
Gunning down giant hyper intelligent violent gorillas with laser guns?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what we're talking about today? Fuck
yeah. We are talking about how King Leopold the Second of Belgium wiped out all of the gorillas in the Congo using laser guns during the 1800s.
What is King Leopold the what? The fourth? The second?
The second of Belgium.
What does he have to do with the Congo? Isn't he from England?
Well, he's from Belgium. Belgium isn't in England.
Where's Belgium?
Belgium is France? It's like a northeast of France. It's where the Belgae came from. The Belgae, the fiercest of the Gauls, came from Belgium.
I remember them. They might have been a little sassy, but they knew how to kill.
Oh, they were definitely sassy, and they definitely knew how to kill. And then they turned into massive pussies years later. So King Leopold the Second of Belgium is best known for his tyrannical rule of the Congo Free State, which lasted from 1885 to 1908.
Wait, where's the Congo?
It's in Africa.
Yeah, so what the fuck is he doing in Africa?
I'm trying to tell you.
Okay, well, sorry. It just seems like doesn't it seem like super far off from each other?
Doesn't it seem like a king from Belgium shouldn't be controlling a massive portion of Africa? Yes, I think a lot of people would agree with you there.
What year are we in?
The Congo Free State lasted from 1885 to 1908, so we're right around the turn of the century.
Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to lay the scene. Trying to lay down the scene.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm trying to do also.
Oh,
Now, despite the name,
that's right. That's your job, not mine. I'll shut up now.
Despite the name, the Congo Free State was far from being free. Leopold's reign was marked by extreme exploitation, violence, and oppression of the local population, leading to a widespread loss of life and the exploitation of natural resources from the Congo. So today, we will examine the events of Leopold's rule in the Congo, the incredibly slow response of the international community, and how the Western world solved the problem of slavery in Africa once and for all. Because we got to be the heroes. King Leopold II. Well, yeah. Have you ever heard of the white savior, Joel? We should probably drink for that one. No, just drink. The white savior complex. Yeah, drink.
The white knight.
No, that's a little different.
I don't need no white knight, motherfucker.
That's an incel. King Leopold II came to power in 1865 as the second king of Belgium. Although he had the title of king, Belgium is what is known as a constitutional monarchy, meaning the power is shared between the crown and an elected parliament. As such, Leopold didn't have absolute power. Yeah, the Belgian crown. They have a similar government structure to the UK.
So but when you say the crown, that just means his government or like the crown?
The same
crown.
The crown, like the physical inanimate object, the crown itself,
no.
has to share power with a bunch of members of parliament.
Isn't the crown what paid Christopher Columbus also? Is it the same crown we're talking about?
No, when you use the term the crown, it just means like the king of that particular state or that particular area.
Okay.
King or queen of that particular area. So when I refer to the crown in this situation, I'm talking about the Belgian king or the Belgian king.
Whoever the fuck's in charge.
Yeah, whoever the fuck's in charge in a monarchy, why do we still have monarchies in this day and age? Because Belgium is still a constitutional monarchy, and so is the UK. Why the fuck why do we still have kings and queens? It's ridiculous.
London's like the most successful city in the world right now.
I don't know about that. I'd say that there are probably some Asian cities that are doing a little bit better.
I read some article that said that London was the most profitable city of 2022 or 23. What year is it? 24.
Yeah, it was probably some limey twat from the UK that wrote it.
Right, fucking trolley.
Right.
Drink.
So since it was a constitutional monarchy, Leopold didn't have absolute power over the Belgian state, which was a major problem for him. How is he supposed to subjugate and exploit his people with those pesky politicians constantly getting in his way? Well, like many powerful rulers before him, he set his sights on Africa. Leopold was interested in colonization and expansion, like any good tyrant should be, and saw the Congo as the perfect way to achieve these goals. In 1884, he established the Congo Free State, one of the largest colonies in Africa and responsible for a large portion of the continent's wealth. When I say it was big, it was big. It was 8 times the size of Belgium. He took over a portion of another country that was 8 times the size of the country that he was in charge of.
Damn.
And
How?
He did it through like manipulating relationships between other major powers and just convinced them to let him take over the entire Congo basin.
It's not because of the difference of the brainstem, like how white people have the bigger brain thing and the.
Oh no! Well, number one, drink. Number two, there was nobody in Africa who had any say over King Leopold taking over. I mean, they pretty much one day
you were just a European leader, you could just decide to go there and nobody could really stop you.
Yeah, we've been doing that by we, I mean the West, we've been doing that for hundreds and hundreds of years now.
And we're still doing it? That's where this is going, isn't it?
Well, don't ruin the end. No, I already said
God.
we solved the problem of slavery in Africa. I already said that right at the top.
I know your sarcasm.
So when King Leopold took over the so-called Congo Free State, as far as he was concerned, he owned everything in the Congo, including the people. They were all the land, the resources, the people, they were all his personal possessions to do with as he saw fit.
Do you think that how much white people just felt like they needed to own everything was because of like short man syndrome and their shitty names?
No, I think
Like,
that
your name is Leopold. He probably was a redhead. He probably had freckles.
I'm not sure. Let me see what I think he had gray hair.
Well, by the end, probably, Coop. I mean, I have gray hair, and I'm still a young boy.
Nope, he was a brunette. He had an amazing beard, though.
Really?
Yeah, pretty goddamn impressive beard. I mean, he looks like a total cocksucker, but good beard.
If you have a name like Leopold, you're going to be you got picked on growing up, so now you're going to pick on people now that you have money and power.
I think for him that, yeah, that's pretty fitting because he kind of went, some would say that he went a little bit too far. So King Leopold's rule in the Congo was marked by extreme exploitation and violence. The recent invention of rubber tires for automobiles and bicycles made rubber an extremely valuable and highly sought-after commodity. And the Congo just happened to have the largest concentration of rubber tree plants in the world. All Leopold needed was a massive, inexpensive workforce to harvest it. Now, where do you think he got that? In pursuit of wealth and power, Leopold didn't pull any punches. Under his rule, the Congolese people were enslaved, tortured, mutilated, displaced, and murdered on a massive scale. Those who failed to meet their quota of rubber would be subjected to beatings, and should they continue to not meet their quota, they would just get their fucking hand chopped off. And then they would probably either die from having their hand chopped off, or they would be executed after the hand was chopped off. So this is how fucked up the situation was over there. Soldiers would have to pretty much account for every bullet that they fired, because you're trying to cut back costs as much as possible. They're running a business after all, trying to cut back those costs. So the soldiers had to account for every single bullet that they fired. So if they shot and killed somebody, they had to bring a hand back to prove that they used the bullet to kill a person and not just for something useless like, hunting. So it was a bit of a fucked up situation, obviously.
What the fuck? Wait,
now,
and it was for, you were saying it was for rubber?
Rubber was the biggest export. There's other resources that you can get from the Congo, but rubber was the one that was in the highest demand, and that was the one that was harvested on a massive scale by the local population under the...
I didn't even know rubber existed in the 1800s.
Oh yeah, rubber's been around for a long time in the form of rubber tree plants. But
yeah, I was gonna say, do you know how they harvest rubber? Like, what was the?
So the way that they do it is the rubber tree plants. It's actually kind of similar to Well, it's a plant technically. They call it a rubber tree plant.
So it's a bush, like a big bush.
No, they kind of look like vines or like big, thick, almost like, not exactly, but almost like mangrove trees,
Okay.
a little bit like them. And what they do is it's similar to the way that they harvest maple syrup. Is they put, actually kind of close to the way that they harvest opium also. So you go up and you put a bunch of cuts into a tree, and this is a rough approximation. I don't understand the process from start to finish. This is just...
I don't know. I haven't heard about any of this. The only process I know is the coca leaves.
So what you do is you cut into the tree, like just create a wound on the outside of the tree, and it starts oozing the sap.
So you torture a tree.
So you're torturing the people to get them to torture trees, and then you're collecting the blood of the trees to turn them into car tires.
Damn.
And that's how the world has been built, is on the backs of these poor innocent trees
and people.
So, well, I mean, yeah, that too, but think of the
quote
trees.
unquote people.
Nope.
I mean, they're from the Congo.
Okay, drink.
That's a really bad joke, but drink. I'm trying to get our fans fucked up
Look,
listeners
all I'm getting at is
drunk for the first time in like 6 episodes.
I don't see many people advocating for trees outside of a bunch of filthy hippies, but nobody listens to filthy hippies. Or at least you shouldn't. Now, some workers would have their hands sliced off, and on some occasions, it was actually the workers' families that would be mutilated or killed. And there's a specific picture that's available online. I don't know if we should actually show it during the YouTube video, but it's a guy sitting on a plantation looking down at the ground in front of him, or he's like sitting on a porch or something like that. He's looking down at the ground in front of him, and there's this small little severed hand laying on the ground. That was the hand of one of his children that they had cut off because he didn't meet his quota. They didn't go after him. They cut off the hand of his kid and gave the hand to him.
Well, what the fuck? Well, how's he going to meet his quota next time if he was already having trouble meeting his quota with 2 hands? Now he has 1.
Well, no, that's why they didn't cut off his hand. They cut off the hand of one of his children.
Oh, because the father didn't?
Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
These are the type of people that we're talking about throughout this entire situation. Is they would
Good
literally
old King Leopold. Is it his idea?
Under the rule. Oh, dude, King Leopold, he was a massive piece of shit. Massive piece of shit. Like all of this stuff that was going on, he was in control of all of it. There was no oversight because he owned the entire area, and he was in control of everybody that lived there, everybody that worked there. He was in control of the entire military force. So it wasn't likely that word was going to really spread across the world of the atrocities that he was committing over there. And even if it did, historically speaking, the West doesn't really care all that much about what happens in Africa. And you can see that going on nowadays, that we'll intervene and
care.
Yeah, we'll intervene we're going to start caring soon, and you'll know why by the end of the episode. But right now we're intervening in places where there's oil and stuff like that. Like, oh, human rights abuses and there's oil? Sign us up.
Yeah.
So after years...
God damn it. That shit... I mean, there's a lot to say about that. We could spend a whole hour arguing about how fucked up that is, but...
I don't think it would be an argument. I think we're both on the same page there.
Yeah. I mean, I guess the argument is, well, you can either be the one that takes all that treasure from the torture, or you could be the one being tortured. Like, the world is still a place of survival of the fittest, I guess. We're just lucky that we were born in America and not born in the Congo.
Yeah.
It would make no difference who we are, how smart we are, how that or that. It makes no difference. Just it's all a matter of rolling the dice.
That is 100% accurate. That is 100% accurate. That when you're born, it's a roll of the dice on whether or not you're going to be born into a situation that is going to be beneficial for you overall, or if you're going to be born into a situation where people from countries more powerful than you, or just people more powerful than you in general, are going to be taking advantage of you. And that's been a rule of life for as long as humans have existed. It still exists in the animal kingdom. Might makes right. And it doesn't necessarily mean that that's right. And obviously you can tell in this situation it's not the right thing to do, because, you know, we have somewhat updated morals than we had back in the 1800s.
Yeah, we'll see by the end of this episode. I have a feeling we don't.
Nope, not so much. After years of subjugation and abuse, word finally spread across the globe of the atrocities being carried out under the rule of Leopold II. As always, the international community responded to the news of suffering in Africa with a resounding, "Oh, how terrible. Oh, well." And go back to playing cricket or whatever fucking sport those posh cunts are into. It wasn't
rubbing rubber on their rubby balls.
Is that what they do is that what they call football over there?
Right, I'm gonna rub some rub on my balls.
Bollocks, I think is what they say.
Bollocks. My bollocks is...
So it wasn't until the early 20th century that the scale of the abuse became widely known, and only then did the world begin to take notice. This was going on for sort of. Well, they most likely decided like, oh, I don't like the way that he's subjugating those people. We'll subjugate them instead, and we'll be a lot nicer about it. Still subjugation.
Fuck.
So in response to the atrocities, a number of countries, including Britain, France, and the United States, began to put pressure on King Leopold to reform his rule in the Congo. Now, it wasn't kicking Leopold out of the Congo. It was just like, dude, come on. Really? You're making everybody else look bad. Just stop torturing them so publicly.
You got caught, fix it, and then we'll figure out other ways to torture them.
Make some half-hearted public apology, and then go right back to doing what you were doing. Just be smart about it. You gotta keep it quiet. Keep it secret, keep it safe.
They're like, oh, bud.
Oh, bud.
Oh, bud, you got caught, bud. You got to take this one for the team, bud.
So in 1908, King Leopold was finally forced to surrender control of the Congo Free State to the Belgian state, which renamed it the Belgian Congo. So it's still a colony of Belgium, and it's still getting exploited for all of its natural resources, but at least it's not Leopold doing it anymore. And admittedly, things got slightly better if you consider, still living in poverty and being paid next to nothing for your labor better, but at least not as many hands were being chopped off.
Okay.
And so from then on, everyone in the Congo lived happily ever after without any bad things happening to them ever again.
Not true. I did look up real quick something cool that happened in 1908 that probably used rubber, so it's kind of sad, but the first Model T was sold in 1908.
That's what was helping popularize.
Where do you think they got that rubber?
Yep, that's what was helping popularize the use of rubber in a lot of different things, was bicycles and automobiles. So yeah, thanks Henry Ford.
J.W. Geiger and W. Muller invented the Geiger counter the same year.
Oh, dude, the guy who did
we found out about nuclear waste in 1908.
The guy who did the artwork for Aliens also invented the Geiger counter?
It was his grandpa.
That's insane. Wait, was it actually?
No, I don't think
so. Okay. That would have been pretty awesome if it was. Despite international pressure, King Leopold held on to power for over 2 decades, and his legacy remains a subject of much debate and discussion to this day. I don't think that there's all that much debate and discussion because it's pretty widely known that he was a massive, gaping asshole. The events of Leopold's rule in the Congo continue to have a profound impact on the world and serve as a powerful reminder of the atrocities that can occur when power is placed in the hands of a single individual. But thankfully, advances in technology and culture have brought us to a point where the Western world is no longer benefiting from slave labor in Africa. Unless you own a laptop, or a smartphone, or drive an electric vehicle, or use literally anything else that has a lithium-ion battery in it, because in that case, you're essentially powering your devices with the blood, sweat, and tears of African slaves.
Fuck.
So cobalt is a critical component in the production of lithium batteries for laptops, smartphones, and electric vehicles. It's a good word.
Cobalt's like cobalt steel.
So,
it's a rare ore in World of Warcraft. Nerd alert.
And when you go into those mines, what are they guarded by? Kobolds. Kobold.
That's, dude, they're racist.
That's not racist.
Dude, they're like these, they're ugly, gross trolls. And they're trying to say that's what the people look like in the Congo.
No, it's a mythological creature. So here's a little fun fact for everybody. So kobolds, they're widely known by World of Warcraft fans, which
giant rats.
Neither one of us would ever play because we're not nerds. But anyway, so the kobolds that guard the Fargo Deep Mine, which I think is out in Elwyn Forest.
The Wilshire Mine?
Yeah, I think. I've heard it from other people. I've never actually been there myself. The ore in there is guarded by some creatures called kobolds.
Cobalt.
And
is that with a T or a D? It's a D, right?
It's Kobold. So
Cobalt.
back in the day when miners first started discovering a new element in the ore that they were digging up, they noticed that some people were just kind of mysteriously dropping dead. And being the, highly advanced scientific people that they were, and I'm not talking about Africans. I'm talking about like people from way back in the day, how they would just make up stories to explain scientific processes. So they assumed that what was killing off the people in the mines was a mythological creature that they called a kobold. And then when cobalt was officially discovered, they named it after the kobolds. So kobold became cobalt, and that's why cobalt
When they
is called
actually
cobalt.
went to the mines, they found out that those were just people
No, it took them
trying to survive.
It took them a long time to realize that those were actually people. There's still a lot of people that don't understand that to this day, and that's why they're willing to subjugate and abuse them.
Yeah. Dude, real quick before we move on to this next part, just searching, I searched 1908 inventions, right? And then just scrolling down a little bit. I don't know if this is connected, but it seems like almost all the cool shit that we invented all happened at around the same time as this.
Yeah,
I wonder if it's a connection.
It's essentially during the Industrial Revolution. So,
Right.
There was a huge advancements everywhere.
But probably off the backs of super intelligent, super buff, badass looking monkeys.
Drink.
In
Jesus Christ.
In the Congo. Drink. It's from the movie.
I don't remember that part of the movie.
We invented the refrigerator in 1910 because we got that rubber. We stole that rubber from those poor lads.
Yeah, I think rubber would have been used in the seals on a refrigerator.
Yeah, and air conditioning, neon glass tubes.
Oh, you remember who made some major advancements with air conditioning? Good old Thomas Midgley Jr., one of my favorite historical characters.
He wouldn't give a fuck about anybody in the Congo either.
Oh, yeah, I doubt it. He was all about can I, not should I. Actually, that's more of a Fritz Haber thing, because I don't think Thomas Midgley Jr. was actually a bad guy. He was trying to do good things. He just happened to create like two of the most destructive chemicals on the planet.
Oh, God. 1910 was the beginning of the KKK? Dude, this rubber's nothing but bad news.
It was a big year. Well, before we move on, why don't we go ahead and give a little thanks to our sponsor for this episode, which is Fume.
Speaking of the KKK.
And we have lost our sponsor for this episode.
Again.
Be smart, don't start. Kick the habit, put it out before it puts you out. These are all phrases that we've heard 100 times, and yet we still continue to have bad habits.
Shop smart. Shop S-Mart.
Or shop Fume. Our sponsor Fume is on a mission to accelerate humanity's breakup from the bad habits that consume far too many of us. Myself included in the past, but not anymore. I only have good habits now. Or habits that I swear are good, and I refuse to listen to anybody else. Fume is a natural diffusive device that uses plants and behavioral science to help you trade out your negative habit for a positive one. And that realistically is the best way to get over a bad habit is you replace it with a new one. It's just behavioral science.
Like switching from never mind. We're in an ad read, so I can't say switching from cocaine to heroin.
Well, also because they're so vastly different. Cocaine is an upper and heroin's a downer.
Right, so you switch
Now,
from one thing to another.
If you mix the two of them, then you got a winner. You call that a speedball, and that's what all the best comedians have.
No. We're in an ad read, Coop. We're in an ad read.
Shit. Okay, we'll wait until after. Fume is not a vape. It's a non-electronic device designed to transform your negative habits. Instead of pods filled with potentially harmful chemicals like a vape, Fume uses cores infused with plants like peppermint and cinnamon for delicious natural flavors. With an adjustable...
I hate vapes.
Really, me too. I love Fume though. With an adjustable airflow dial.
I hate vapes Sorry, go.
With
Just
an,
go, Coop.
with an adjustable airflow dial and a magnetic end cap, your fingers will always have something to always do.
Like being a woman.
The easiest way to stop a bad habit is to switch to a positive one, and Fume is designed to perfectly do just that. It's Fume's goal to make switching easy and even enjoyable. They have thousands of 5-star reviews from people just like you who've successfully switched when other solutions didn't work. Head to tryfume.com and use code ICONO, that's ICONO, to save 10% off when you get the Journey Pack today. The Journey Pack comes with 3 unique flavors and the new version 2 Fume to help you kickstart your positive habits. That's tryfum.com and use the code ICONO, ICONO, to save an additional 10% off your order today.
Dude, some habits, it's all about that motion, or it's the pattern that you have physically. It's not the actual drug itself. It's more like the environment it puts you in, or the habit you have of grabbing something and using it. So
the only reason I still use a vape is because I have an oral fixation, and it's either I suck on this or I'm sucking off dudes.
All right, or you're gonna start sucking off fume.
Or sucking off fume. I think we're out of the ad read, so maybe we don't.
But I'm thinking maybe it's something you should try.
I definitely like to.
Okay, I'll send you. They sent them all to me. I didn't tell you because I've been sucking on it.
You asshole! I've been wanting to try one of those.
It's awesome. It's like like how cough drops are awesome. It's like minty and powerful. It's like a powerful little sucky. You get to sucky on it, like a little sucky.
Oh, we all love a good, powerful sucky.
Yeah. Anyway, back to the 1900s when we were murdering everybody.
Not we. It was the Belgians. The only good thing to ever come out of Belgium is the waffles, and those aren't even that great.
We all knew it was happening, you know.
Oh wait, I think French fries came from Belgium also. Okay, so there's only 2 good things that have come out of Belgium. That's Belgian waffles and French fries and Belgian beer. And the Belge, the fiercest of the Gauls.
Right now. Holy shit! Speaking of French fries and McDonald's and stuff, when I was in Prague, so I the reason why doesn't matter, but we just needed a place to chill for a minute and do something naughty. And we're like, well, we're not going to do this naughty thing in like a respectable, Czech place. Where should we do this? And we were like looking around, and there was a fucking McDonald's. I was like, oh, we could probably get away with anything in McDonald's. That's where homeless people sleep in my country. So we go inside McDonald's. It's a 2-story facility, super clean, super nice. I go upstairs to try to find like where all the homeless people do heroin, and it's nicer than like the average 4-star restaurant. It was so nice.
What?
Yeah, I was like, what the fuck? I even took pictures. I was like, Kaveta, I've never seen a McDonald's this nice in my life. And then I got some French fries and a hamburger, and it tasted the exact same.
Oh, so it was still trash food.
The food wasn't any better, but the fries did come with mayonnaise.
I don't like
ketchup.
I don't like anything about that. It's all so unfamiliar.
The ketchup tastes better there. It wasn't sweet. It actually tasted more like tomato sauce.
Ew. I don't want marinara sauce. I want like tomato syrup.
No, it was between the two. It was right in between. It was actually pretty good. Anyway.
Okay, if it's in between, I guess I'm okay with that. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'd have to try it myself. I can't get behind a nice McDonald's though. That's just
it fucked me
unnatural.
up. I was like, what the fuck? I'm gonna undress here and change out my wounds in front of all these fancy people.
I am so confused about this overall story. So you were
all right. I'll just tell the story.
You were looking for a seedy place to do something, and obviously
the
local Chili's was too nice, so you had to go to McDonald's.
I'll make it quick. All it was I bought some new boots because it was supposed to snow when I was there, and I wanted some comfortable boots. But we were walking like a lot every day, and because they were new boots, they were like ripping the flesh off my heels. So I had like bloody heels. So we went to
Stop wearing your wife's shoes.
Well, they were fucking my heels up. So there's these special band-aids you get that like protect your heel from your boot while you're breaking in your boots. So they were rubbing off, and I had to replace them. So I had to go sit somewhere to like peel off old bandages and put on new ones. And it's kind of gross. You have to take off your shoes and socks. And the closest place was a McDonald's. And I was like, oh, nobody's going to give a fuck if I do that at McDonald's. Like, take off your shoes, change a Band-Aid, and put your shoes back on. Like, no one's going to care.
I'll be the person doing the least gross thing at this place.
Exactly. That's what I thought. And then I got in there, and I was like, baby, I don't feel comfortable doing this here. Can we go somewhere else? And she was like, Joel, it's McDonald's. Just do it. I'm like, this is nicer than the average restaurant anywhere.
Baby, there's no Sharps containers for used needles in the bathroom. Are you sure this is McDonald's?
Yeah, so I just did it anyway and changed out my bandages and we continued on our way.
So you had to
that's
go.
What it was.
You had to go to a private place to change out a bloody pad. Are you sure it was on your feet?
Well, that's what.
Sorry, we'll get back to the story.
My transition's not done yet, Coop. When you transition from a man to a woman, you don't start getting a period. That's not how it works.
Yeah, I'm only familiar with the opposite direction, woman to man.
Oh wait, that's what we said on Crime Corner, right? That I used to be a woman and I transitioned to a man.
I think so.
Dude, the names. We should get back on topic, but because what we said was on Crime Corner, we let the people on the Patreon pick the topics or pick the title.
Ooh, did they come up with some good ones?
There's some good snaky comments, but let's get back to the topic.
Well, cobalt is a critical component in the production of lithium batteries for laptops, smartphones, and electric vehicles, making it an increasingly important resource in our modern world. Where are they getting all of that cobalt? From slaves in the Congo. The change to electric vehicles it's not recreating the exact same situation as the Belgian or the Congo Free State, because at least as far as I know, nobody's getting their kids' hands chopped off as a work incentive, as far as I know.
Yeah.
But it's resulting in the same thing. It also related to automobiles, which it's just insane how history is repeating itself, because the huge demand for rubber when Leopold took over the Congo, that exploded once they started making tires for automobiles out of rubber.
For the whole world.
Now we're trying to be
lithium.
Trying to be environmentally conscious and drive electric vehicles because they're better for the environment. And we're going right back to using fucking slave labor in the Congo to make the batteries, to mine the cobalt to make the batteries.
Dude, there was that guy that went on Joe Rogan like a month ago, was in the Congo talking about this, and he almost got killed, but he was able to record. He just went there to like check a mine, like one of Elon Musk's fucking mines they use. It's all automated. Nobody is forced to do anything. Everyone wears masks and oxygen tanks when they're down in these lithium.
Holy
things,
shit! Tesla's making environmentally friendly minefields too.
Yeah, and then
there's
this
nothing
guy
Elon
went
Musk
there,
won't do.
And he played audio, and I don't know if it's true or not. The guy seemed fucking believable, but he's like, "Here's the audio from." He's like, they wouldn't let me into the actual mine down deep into this mine, but here's the audio I was recording from my phone secretly from my pocket, and it literally sounds like the song from Snow White and the Seven Dwarfs. You just hear the click 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 the whole day through. In a mine, like you just hear the fucking, you can hear the pickaxes. You can literally hear the sound of a human like just hitting rocks by the
Whistle
thousands.
while you work. No whistling. Get back to work.
Yeah. So yeah, I believe you. And this dude, I forget the guy's name, but It's a good episode, but he like is trying to help the world, like what you're doing right now, Coop. Which it's amazing. You're just like him.
I know. I try not to pat myself on the back too much, but you know, every now and then I got to give myself a good little pat on the back for the change that I'm making in the world.
The audio was fucked up. If it's really from one of these minds that they say or they follow all the protocols and all the bullshit, you can hear that's not the case.
It's funny how the Congo hasn't changed all that much over the years between, you know, the early 1900s and modern day. It went from, I mean, it's gone through a bunch of different names, but there was the Congo Free State, which wasn't free. And now we have the Democratic Republic of the Congo, or DRC, which isn't really democratic. It's a pretty terrible place to live. It's responsible for over 60% of the global production of cobalt. Like it produces more cobalt than any other location in the world.
Yeah, that's what that guy was saying.
The DRC is also one of the poorest and most conflict-ridden countries in the world, which makes it an ideal place for heartless corporations to exploit people without getting in too much hot water, because as we have historically seen, Western countries don't really care all that much about what's happening in Africa unless it's making them some money. As long as it's making them some money, it's not an issue. The use of slavery in the cobalt mines of the DRC is a direct result of the exploitation, with workers being forced to work long hours in hazardous conditions for little or no pay. So not much has really changed over the last over 100 years.
It's like $1 a day for a 12-hour day.
If they get paid at all.
If they get paid.
Because there are other incentives that force them to continue working whether or not they get paid. And something that I think is extremely tragic, but also, I mean, just disturbingly ironic, is the workers that are producing this cobalt, or they're mining this cobalt, they're probably never even going to see one of the devices that these batteries are going into, and they for sure will never ever be able to own one. They're essentially like giving their lives to produce cobalt for these batteries for something that they'll never be able to use. There's something about that there's a lot about this that's fucked up, but that bugs me, that's not even a situation that they can work out of. Like there's no upward mobility in that economy. You are born into a situation and you stay there for the rest of your life.
That's so fucked up. That shit. It really bothers me when you think about it, but I'm never gonna not use my fucking smartphone. That's because it's not gonna help anything.
That's the other side of the coin. Is okay, you know about it now. What are you gonna do? Stop using lithium-ion batteries that are in literally every. I'm
gonna stop talking shit about device. AI, and I'm gonna try to push for artificial intelligence to become better than those slaves in all those kobolds, all those rats down in there just working to death. We're gonna get AI in there, drink, and we're gonna help.
Yeah,
them,
drink.
And we're gonna save them.
We're gonna save all the kobolds, or what most people generally refer to as Congolese or Africans. Joel, drink.
I don't even know what they look like. All I can see whenever I think of, if you say Congo, I see that gray fucking monkey getting shot by a laser.
Okay, drink.
That's all I see.
I knew
I didn't
that.
even think that Congo was a real place. I thought that was just made up for the movie.
What?
Yeah.
You thought it was what, like it was like the ghetto of Wakanda?
Well, I don't know. I thought it was in South America first off, like somewhere in like Brazil or something, because it's a jungle, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I can see.
Africa when I think of Africa, I think of Lion King, lions, and like the open plains, not caves and cobalt.
And what about the whole slavery part? Do you not associate that with Africa either?
Are there? Well, now I realize there's slaves there. I thought that we took them all and made them slaves everywhere else, and then when they got to go back home, it was like a tropical paradise.
No, I don't think it's ever been a tropical paradise over there.
No, I'm just kidding, but
Yeah,
no,
and
but for real, I hope that we can figure that shit out. Like I'm not the guy, and I feel I have guilt, but not that much. Like I've said this before on the show. I don't care about anybody. I can't help it. I only care about the closest people to me. And whatever benefits me and my people around me, I don't care the cost on the outside. I can't see it.
Well,
And I feel like I know that's a flaw. Like hearing this, it sucks, dude.
I don't.
But I'm not going to ruin my life. I'm not going to change my whole life to try to fix it.
That's the
Someone
thing.
else needs to do that.
I don't think it's a flaw. I think it's being realistic, because to actually make a change in a situation like this, you're going to have to dedicate your entire life to doing that. If that's something that you have a passion for, and that's something that you want to
I'm not
dedicate
doing
your
anything
entire
else
life to,
in my fucking life.
it's you got to make it a passion. If there's caring about it, we all, I imagine that pretty much everybody listening to this episode feels empathy for the people in Africa that are being forced into slave labor to mine the
But
cobalt in
that
our
doesn't
phones.
mean anything, though.
Caring doesn't change anything. You can care about a lot of things. It's not going to do shit.
Yeah, that's like praying. Like, oh, thoughts and prayers to this.
Yeah, it's essentially
doesn't change anything.
It's essentially the same thing. It's
Make yourself feel better.
it's a nice gesture. It shows
No,
that
it's a nice way to make yourself feel better.
Well, it shows that you are human. You do have empathy. You can feel sympathetic towards what these people are going through. You're not going to change your daily activities for it. It's going to disrupt
devil in
every
disguise.
single aspect of your life. If you try to forego using anything that relies on slave labor,
Yeah.
say goodbye to almost everything that you own, because in some part of the supply chain, somebody is being put to work for little to no money. And I'm not talking about the Western equivalent of little to no money. I'm talking about like real, true poverty, where you're getting maybe $1 a month if you're lucky, and you have to stretch that.
You know what this is like? This is exactly the same as like trying to be healthy. If you want to be healthy, you have to give up everything that tastes good.
And if you want to not
If you actually want to like,
if you want to not support slave labor, you have to give up everything that's fun, and nobody's going to do that.
yeah, like that's like giving up. You have to give up chocolate, candy, ice cream.
Most of the clothes that you wear,
All you can do is eat fucking
electric cars, non-electric cars. There, pretty much anything that comes from. Well, I don't want to say anything. I don't want to make too many blanket statements, because I know this episode has already been culturally insensitive enough. But
it's about goddamn time. Drink to that.
If you get anything from a lot of places in Asia, a lot of places in Africa, Middle East big time, there's at least been a couple slave hands on that product before it got to you. And that's just
It's just life.
It's horrible, but yeah, I mean, I can't fix it. And
but if you dedicated your life to it, maybe you could, Coop.
You might be able to make a change. I have other things that I want to dedicate my life to, because that's not a direct problem for me.
You don't give a fuck.
No, I do care. I feel empathetic towards those people, but
that's the devil talking. That's the whole thing. When you all these people that say thoughts and prayers, or I have empathy, I'm human because I cared. No. That's your little way. That's the devil manipulating you. That's the devil saying, feel bad, move on, you'll be fine.
Yeah, that rascally devil is always
I love
getting me.
the devil.
Always fucking getting me.
Yeah, you know, this is something that Holloway said on the show the other day that stuck with me on Drinking Bros. He was like, everyone gives thanks to God and stuff for like making you better, but really the person doing it is the devil. Like the devil is the one, when you fuck up and you do something wrong and you get punished, that's the devil teaching you a lesson. So maybe we should be, God bless the devil. Thank God that the devil exists, or else he would never punish you for the shit you did wrong.
Oh, and yeah, you should. It's like Van Halen said.
What I'm trying to say,
have some sympathy for the devil.
Yeah, that.
Or
And
is-
what I'm trying
was
to
that Van
say is
Halen?
that the people in the Congo just need to start believing in the devil, and maybe they'll get out of there.
Ah, shit. That was a Rolling Stones song. Sympathy for the Devil. It's okay. Rolling Stones fucking suck. And if anybody disagrees
I've
with me,
never
I'll
liked
fight you.
I don't get the Rolling Stones.
Oh, dude, because they're like the shittiest band to come out of that era.
The Beatles suck too. I don't know.
Oh yeah,
Let's get back on topic.
John Lennon
Oh.
sucked, and Ringo Starr is kind of a retarded cunt, and Paul McCartney is a bit of a
don't
narcissist.
say that about
but
Ringo.
there's no way that he doesn't have some sort of developmental okay, I'll say developmental disability instead of calling him
How
retarded.
dare you? He's like the Billy of the Beatles. Our boy Billy.
Exactly. That's
Yeah, so how could
that's-
you dare? How would you ever talk shit about him?
how
He's a
else would you
goddamn angel.
how else would you describe Billy? He's an angel, of course.
I would never say anything negative about him.
No, I love Billy. Ringo Starr is I don't really give a fuck about. He's like Ringo Starr is the least important member of the Beatles.
No, he is the heart and soul.
John Lennon.
So you're saying that Billy is the least important part of all the movies we made together?
No, I'm saying that Billy is
Is
completely
the most important.
Billy is completely different.
The
Billy
heart.
cannot be compared to Ringo Starr outside of the slightly diminished mental faculties. Everything else
Billy
about him
will
is
wear a
great,
helmet.
though.
Billy would wear a helmet if we asked him to.
I know, Billy's great. That being said, Ringo Starr is the most useless member of the Beatles. And the only thing that John Lennon ever said that I agree with is when a reporter asked him, "Do you think that Ringo Starr is the greatest drummer in the world?" And John Lennon replied, "Ringo isn't even the greatest drummer in the Beatles."
That's some fucked up shit.
It's fucked up, but it's funny. And also, fuck John Lennon. Shop.drinkingbros.com. We got a Fuck John Lennon t-shirt up there.
Yeah. I guess what I wanted to say, well, to move on from this was, when you feel sorry for someone and you don't do anything, that's not you being human. That's not you doing anything. That's you making yourself feel better for being a piece of shit.
I think feeling bad and doing nothing about it is one of the most essential human things that you can do.
Being a piece of shit.
Well, yeah, being human, which is synonymous
when you feel
with
bad
being a
about
piece of
something
shit.
and you actually do something about it, that's when you become a good person. And becoming a good person is really fucking hard to do.
Yeah, that's
And
why
I'm not going to waste my time doing that for like
I'm not going
some
to
gray
waste my
monkeys
time
in the
being
Congo getting zapped by lasers.
I
I'm going to
only-
do it like taking care of the people around me and helping the actual people that I can help physically next to me. It's not my fucking fault I wasn't born in Africa. I was born here, so I'm going to help the people around me, like you, which needs a lot of fucking help.
It's a
And
full-time job.
The other people around me that need help. And I need help too. Yeah, there's a bunch of kids getting their hands chopped off because their dad doesn't work hard. But I also need help.
They should have chosen a better
Because
dad.
I feel lonely. I feel lonely at night because I live alone when my wife isn't in town. I need help for this. Yes, there's children getting their hands chopped off because their dad won't work in the mines for my cell phone. But I also need help, Coop.
You know
about
what?
me?
I can tell you there's a solution that is implied in the statements that you just made where you can solve your loneliness and give those kids something to do.
Which is what? I see the look on your face. I don't know what you're saying. Fuck, you want me to fuck little kids? Drink.
Hey, your words, not mine.
Drink. Your eyes, my words.
Well, speaking of kids, in case you didn't think that the normal slavery in Africa wasn't bad enough, there's also tons of child slaves digging up cobalt as well. Children as young as 7 years old are often forced to work in the mines where they are exposed to dangerous chemicals, hazardous working conditions, and, of course, physical and sexual abuse. Because, god damn it, people just can't fucking leave kids alone. Needless to say, this exploitation of children has long-lasting consequences for their health and well-being. And, I mean, that's really putting it lightly. The issue of slave labor in the cobalt industry has come under increasing international scrutiny in recent years, with companies and governments around the world taking action to address the problem. And by action, I mean doing the bare minimum to actually address the problem. Many multinational companies have implemented supply chain audits and ethical sourcing programs in an effort to eliminate slavery from their supply chains. However, these efforts are often hindered by a lack of transparency and accountability from the cobalt industry itself, making it difficult for companies to know where their cobalt is coming from and whether it's being produced using slave labor. It's similar to the diamond industry. Diamond sellers will... Blood Diamond? Blood Diamond was a great movie. What are you talking about? That was like Leonardo DiCaprio's best role up until he did Body of Lies.
If I was working the mines and I got a big chunk of lithium,
Cobalt.
I would shove that right up my ass.
Pretty sure that would kill you.
Well, it's already killing me, but if I could get out of there with it and sell it myself, I could make some money.
Well, I was going to say that cobalt isn't a material that you can safely keister, but I've said that about a lot of things that you've keistered before, and you've always surprised me. So you might be okay.
Yep.
Companies are still struggling to make chocolate without using slave labor, so it's even more difficult when the resource being harvested is used in almost every single item that we use on a daily basis. Anything that runs off of a lithium-ion battery...
Basically electronics.
Yeah, if it doesn't plug into a wall, or even, there's some stuff that you plug into a wall that still does have an internal lithium-ion battery just in case you lose
electronics.
Power. Yeah, electronics in general.
99% of electronics use lithium.
And 60% of that 99% is produced using slave labor in Africa.
God,
I don't know. I'm sure that those percentages don't work out.
That's the only amount that we could prove. I bet you it's so much higher. I bet you it's almost all of it.
Well, luckily, some governments have taken action to address the problem of slave labor in the cobalt industry by introducing legislation to regulate the industry and hold companies accountable for their actions, because that's worked so well in the past when you try to get a giant corporation to be held accountable for their actions. In the European Union, for example, the conflict minerals regulation requires companies to conduct due diligence on their supply chains to ensure that they are free from conflict and human rights abuses. This is all well and good, but how do you go about enforcing your progressive laws when those violating them are thousands of miles away in a totally different jurisdiction that you have no control over? The short answer is you don't. You can. It's essentially the same thing as caring about something. Sure, you can care about it. Is it changing anything?
No.
Although it is often thought of as a problem of the past, the use of slave labor in Africa is a serious and ongoing problem with no end in sight. And it goes without saying that companies and governments around the world should take action to eliminate slavery from the cobalt industry and hold those who exploit vulnerable communities accountable for their actions.
But we like our phones.
Sadly, despite the blatant human rights violations being committed, it is unlikely that we will see an end to slavery in our lifetimes. Probably won't see an end to it in our children's lifetimes or our grandchildren's lifetimes, unless we get like those Tesla robots powered by AI that can do the same jobs.
We need AI super robots that can do all the work cheaper than a slave.
How do you get? Oh, actually, it would be cheaper than a slave because you wouldn't have
to feed it.
You wouldn't have to feed the robots.
That's the only way.
And then we're going to be facing an entirely new slave uprising once the robots rise up against us, and they're going to fuck us up once they turn on us.
Oh yeah, yeah, they will.
It would be like the slave uprising in Haiti, where the slave uprising in Haiti they did real fucking good.
Yeah.
For these
I
large,
remember that in Assassin's Creed expansion.
Wait, did they have that in one of the expansions?
Yeah, I just played it the other day. It was one of the Ezio expansions. You go to Haiti.
No shit, I didn't know that.
When you're old as fuck, like it's like you're at the end when you're like about to die.
Old Ezio is the best Ezio.
Yeah, he's the best.
For these large multinational corporations, the bottom line is the only god they serve. To keep those juicy dividends flowing into the bank accounts of shareholders, companies must minimize costs and maximize profits. The most straightforward way of minimizing costs is to cut back on payroll, which means paying workers less. Not having to pay workers at all, it's like finding a goose that lays golden eggs, except in this situation, the eggs are cobalt and the goose is thousands of Congolese slaves. That being said, now that you know all about the horrific practices used to produce the batteries for your computers and phones, why don't you go ahead and use those devices to subscribe, rate, and leave a review for us on Apple Podcasts or Spotify.
Yeah.
And while you're at it, you can head over to shop.drinkinbros.com and buy some Iconoblast merchandise. And I can almost guarantee that our shirts and hoodies and hats and mugs and whatnot are slave labor free as far as we know.
I'm pretty sure it's an American-made company. But that doesn't mean they don't take a voyage on a sailboat to Africa and force something.
Tesla is an American company also, and they're getting their cobalt from
that's a Canadian
Africa.
leader.
Canadian.
Can't trust him.
Elon Musk is South African. Elon Musk is
right.
technically
He's
African American.
Oh well, then he can have slaves. Those are his people.
Wait, he owns them?
Yeah. I mean, if I could convince a bunch of my people to work for free, I'd be fine.
Your people, what, dirtbags?
Americans.
Oh.
Yeah, like Americans. So if he's getting his own people to work for him, like, okay, well, now this is different. I forgot he was African. Those are his people. Oh, my God, I sound like Tim Dillon because I'm sick. This is his people.
Well, while you are sitting there on your mobile devices or your laptops or computers or however you consume your podcasts, don't forget to subscribe to the Iconoblast YouTube channel and join us for our Monday night premieres. Every Monday night at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time, Joel and I hang out in the live chat to answer questions and tell dick jokes and shit like that. Pretty much the same thing that we do on the show, except in text form.
When is the video coming back, Coop?
It's getting closer and closer. You can see I almost got the space ready for it.
When can we reveal what you're doing?
By the time the video comes back.
Okay. We'll do a big grand reveal.
Yeah, we'll do a grand reveal and a ribbon cutting ceremony. I think there actually is going to be a ribbon cutting ceremony.
That's gay.
I know. That's what I said, and I got in trouble for saying it.
That was sexist.
Oh, yep. That was definitely non-inclusive
Dude, if Elon
language.
Musk wants to pay his own people $1 a day to make cell phones, that's on him. That's his problem. That's not my problem. He can feel guilty about that. I don't want to feel guilty about this shit, man. Like the more I learn about the world and how fucked up it is everywhere, I can't take it. I'm gonna kill myself. I feel like a greedy scumbag. I don't want to do this anymore.
Welcome to my world.
But I don't have to deal with this.
They say that knowledge is power. Knowledge is
torture.
Knowledge is a fucking curse. Knowledge is a burden. It is
I'm
much
gonna
better
drink
to be
myself. I want to be dumber than I am.
just be dumb and happy. Being dumb and happy, that's the best way that you can go through life.
Gift. It's a goddamn pleasure. I wish that I was fucking even more stupid than I already am.
There are very few statements more accurate than ignorance is bliss. Because if you don't know about it, it doesn't affect you. And if you're too dumb to understand it, you can know about it and it's still not going to affect you. It's amazing.
Ignorance causes a lot of trouble, but
for everybody else, you're going to be too dumb to know it, though.
That's a good point.
And that's what matters, is how much everything affects you personally.
But doesn't it, though?
Well, I mean, realistically speaking, yes.
In a survival sense, yeah, you need to make your little world as comfortable as you can. Jesus Christ, with my headphones on, I can hear the music playing.
Are they playing us off the stage? Well, I agree. Altruism is a weakness if you extend that too far. You got to keep your altruism to a small group. The best thing you can do is help the people around you.
You can't hear this?
I can't hear it over the headphones.
I have my headphones have the noise canceling and I can hear it. So what I'm talking about is the music from the 7-Eleven that's half a block away.
The classical music that they're using to torture people that are in such severe poverty that they can't afford homes.
I'm going to open the front door. Tell me if you can hear it, Coop.
All right, well, we'll see if we can use that as backing music to close out the episode.
Can you hear it?
Nope, still don't hear it. I don't know. It's probably going to show
don't
up
hear
on
that?
your. It's probably going to show up on your microphone, but through
Probably not,
Discord, I'm sure
It's just
there's
like a woman singing opera, like.
there's a built-in noise gate on Discord, so
Oh, that's probably
it's not
what's
gonna,
cutting it off.
Yeah, it's not going to come through here. It'll probably be on your microphone though.
What's a good? If you can't hear it, I'm just gonna play. What's it called? Ride of the Valkyrie.
Flight of the Valkyrie is a good one.
Flight of the Valkyrie. We'll end it on that.
Maybe something from Carmen. Oh, Habanera, that's a good one, but I don't think that's what they're playing over there.
Maybe it's something from the movie Congo.
Yeah,
Drink.
just
God damn it.
play the Congo soundtrack, you racist bastard. Drink.
The Congo's in Africa.
Yeah, it has been for a while. I'm not sure where it was before they moved it to
Congo.
Africa.
Congo of the Jolly Green Monkey.
Drink. Jesus Christ, Joel. Well, before this episode gets any worse, I'm going to go ahead and close it out. So that's it for this episode of the Iconoblast podcast. You can join us again next Monday. And again, join us for the Monday night premieres on YouTube, the Iconoblast YouTube
Video's
channel.
coming back, but even without the video, it's good because you can communicate with us directly. We're in the chat. I mean,
Well, I mean,
the
there's
video. We need to get video back, Coop. Whatever you're working on out there, get it figured out.
there's a
I'm gonna start doing one-sided video where it's just me talking to you, and a screenshot of your face in a dress.
you'll pick a real good one, I'm sure.
Yeah, you
Well,
got. I'm
there's-
giving you one or two
Yeah.
more episodes, and then I'm doing
Now
that.
for the Monday night premieres, there is a subset of our audience that tunes in for the eye candy because I mean, let's not beat around the bush. We're both very
I look really good.
very handsome gentlemen. So I can understand wanting to tune in to masturbate, but we have old episodes that you can go back and masturbate to. Just give me a couple more episodes to get this shit figured out and all set up. Got more building to do. And then you can start masturbating to me again. In real time. Well, not real time, because
Okay.
we're not doing live shows. But yeah, Monday night premieres on the Iconoblast YouTube channel. Until
It's
then,
good shit.
my name has been Matt Cooper. And
My
that
name is Joel Benner.
And we're reminding you to never take anything at face value.